Hey guys, and welcome to the latest video. This build video is going to be of a Nissan NP300. By the time we're done with it, this is going to be one of the most kitted out Nissans in Australia. It's going to be epic. We're talking full tray, canopy, massive EnerDrive setups going into it, pull-out toolboxes, you name it, this car's going to have it. It's going to be so good. So basically we've got the car here now, it's pre-rego, so it's going to be a full build video. We're going to run you through sort of where it's at now, the tray going onto it, then sort of run you through everything that's going to happen upstairs in the design room, and then finally put the car on, show you how stuff's made. It's going to be epic. Let's get into it. Now where the tray is going to meet the car. So we're going to run through quickly the things we do to the car before we put the tray on. So starting off, one of the things you'll see straight away is the mounts. So these are the mounts we use. They're very similar on all our builds. It's a 3mm mild steel, zinc plated. So it's the best material to use, and we zinc plate them so it doesn't rust away. The other major thing we do is the wiring loom. So you can see here it's quite a bit of spaghetti. So I've got another one here. This is what we actually put in the car on top of what's already in the loom. So that there is a domestic chassis loom. That's basically central locking, also hot wire, and then everything that feeds up into the canopy as well. So we've already got one of them on the car. Moving to the tray, we've got, obviously I said the water pump that's tucked up underneath there. You can see there it's 316 stainless steel. We've got the 1.2 metre tunnel drawer, so that pulls all the way out the back. We've got our water pump here, which is mounted directly to the chassis, so still a little bit of movement in there. And then we also can see the way we tape down the checker plate. So the main securing is actually the VHT 3M tape, so that's absolutely the stickiest stuff ever. Once it's stuck down, it doesn't come off, but we do also rivet it down in places as well as a sort of a safeguard. So the next step is to bring the car in, drop the tray onto it, and start the build.
So as with everything here at GCI Traytec, we design everything in SolidWorks. So basically before it gets down to the lasers or the presses downstairs, we need to make sure everything is going to fit on the computer before we send it down. So basically what we see here, this is the complete assembly of this whole build. So literally every single part down to nuts and bolts is modeled in this in SolidWorks, which is a CAD program. So basically, as I turn it around here, we can see more or less, this is the passenger side here. So then we can spin it around exactly as we've seen it already. So basically running through the whole build, starting with the headboard, we have the fuel filler up this side. So if I take away this little fuel cover, so that pop up and then go hide component. We can then see there we've got the breather return, we've got even hose clamps are modeled in, so that way the guys on the floor know exactly what hose clamp size is required to fit to that build, because we do run different fuel tubing depending whether it's a Ram 79 or sort of an MP. So yeah, headboard, window protector. We then have our canopy doors. So this canopy here is a 1640 long canopy. So every single part is in this model. Front infills, these are specific to the NP300. So basically we have, the NP's got quite a curved body line. So then we have these infills here which come up the headboard to match the back of the cab the best we can. So again, getting it to flow nicely with an extra few folds through there. We have the best folding machinery around, so we use it to the best of our abilities. With the MPs, we are restricted by how far deep we can go with the toolboxes because of the factory chassis components under there. It's actually the tray mount, the factory tray mounts which stick out the furthest. So we've got the special toolboxes designed just for the MPs to sort of maximise the volume we can get in there. Up the top, we've got the roof rack. The roof rack with the clever shade awnings, that's modelled in there, so we can see, basically simulate it opening up and then make sure it doesn't hit anything, and that's why we have this little kink in here, so make sure that clever shade can rotate 270 degrees around. On the other side, it's very similar to, well, the driver's side is very similar to the passenger side. Toolboxes again, and then the only real difference is the water inlet. So we've got a water where we did have the fuel on the other side. So underneath the tray is obviously where all the mounts, the water tank and the under tray drawers live. So we'll go underneath and have a look. More or less it's, each build has their own mount systems. So we mount to the structural rail. This runs the whole way along well, the length of the tray, and then the mounts go to that. So a few different shapes and sizes depending on more or less what room's available and to make sure it's structurally sound. We then have the combination of the water tanks and the under tray drawers. So if I just click this and go normal 2, we can see there, that one there, which is blue currently, that's the water tank. So that's a 36 litre water tank. And then this one here, that is the 1.2 metre tunnel drawer. So you can see there, we've literally got 5 mil between them. So there's no wasted space at all. It's awesome. So with the water tank and tunnel drawer combinations, we have different options available. So what I mean by that is we have 5 mil gap there, right? So if we want to increase our water capacity, we have to shrink the tunnel drawer. So if we have a 1 metre drawer, so this one's 1.2, but if we shrink that down to 1 metre, we then can grow the water tank. The next water tank size up, or effectively 200 mil longer, is 51 litres. So that's sort of how we can achieve water and under tray storage combinations, depending also on the length of your tray. But yeah, in this case, we've gone for a 36, which is our smallest water tank, and the 1.2 metre tunnel drawer, which is our longest tunnel drawer. So that's a full run around of, I guess, a virtual canopy. So I've gone through all the design aspects of how we design it, and you can see every single part done on the computer before we get downstairs. So let's get into it. Let's have a look at the build process of this canopy.
All I wanna money, money all the time.
All I want is money, money.
Money, money all the time.
All I want is money, money.
Money, money all the time.
All I want is money, money.
Money, money all the time.
All I want is money, money.
Money, money all the time.
All I want is money, money.
Money, money all the time.
All I want is money, money.
Money, money all the time.
The canopy's finally dropped onto the tray, so let's have a walk around the full tray and canopy package and show you guys the ins and outs of this particular setup. So let's get into it. Starting off with the canopy, let's open this up. There is a lot going on this side, and the other side's even better again. So it's a real, a common request we get for basically internally mounted toolboxes. So what we've done, we've actually repurposed one of our existing designs, which is a fridge slide. So one of the fridge slides that come out, which doesn't drop down. But for this one, we've actually used it to mount a king chrome tool chest on it. So that comes all the way out there, and then you can access your full box. Behind it, there's a bit of extra space. What we've actually done, we've run an Anderson to the back of it, and we're going to be mounting another, a chest freezer in there. So yeah, it's a really, really neat solution. Just gonna make sure we don't pinch the Anderson on the back there. It's just not finished up yet. So once the freezer does go in, we'll have the cable buddy there too. Rooftop storage above the tool chest. That's just to maximize the space there. Super handy bit of storage. It's real deep, and then you've also got the top lip on it. So basically things can't slide out and fall out. Moving forward, obviously we've got this drawer set up here. So behind this drawer, we've got the Enerdrive battery. So this one here, basically we have the double pull out. So the stainless bench can come out by itself, or you can have the double pull out. So that pulls out there, and then this does come out again as well. So yeah, it just maximizes all the space available. There's literally no wasted space in this whole build. So as I touched on, Enerdrive 200 amp BTEC battery is under the floor in front of this drawer, but up here we have the Tourer pack. So this is the same equipment that we mount on all our Ram builds, but we've shrunk it down to make it fit into a domestic canopy. So this canopy is 1850 wide, where the Rams are 2 meters wide. So basically, the one piece that doesn't fit on the board is the AC charger. So we just mount that on the center divider, but everything is still the same. So let's get a bit of light in here. So you're running through it, more or less, Cymarine battery management, Anderson in, Anderson out. We have these really cool switches up here. So as you flick them on, the logo goes on there. So fridge, you can see what it is. It says fridge when it's off. Turn it on and your fridge lights up, so that's awesome. Same with the water pump. So this one's got a twin outlet. We'll touch on that shortly. But yeah, our lights there as well. So DC-DC with the solar input. We've got a 2 kilowatt inverter, so a pure sine wave inverter. We've got the built-in RCD. Up here is where you turn the AC power on. So I'll quickly turn that on, so when we get to the other side, it's good to go. Up here, we have a master dimmer switch. So as we've got our lights on now, you can dim them down and it goes all the way down. So that's one dimmer to do the whole canopy. So instead of having individual ones scattered throughout the canopy, it's a really neat solution. So with these doors, we have the standard door stiffener in it and also the double skin. So that's this member here that runs between the stiffeners that run the length of the canopy. Next to that, we have the lights. So we've got the warm light on at the moment. Up here, I can turn the amber off and get pure white, or we can go just amber. So that's the bug-free light at night, or we can go the super bright white, or have both of them on, which produces a warm light. Central locking next to the lights. So we have this wired into the OE remote. So basically one hit of your button or the actual Nissan car key
everything will lock and then unlock. So that's the canopy doors, toolbox doors as well. So a really neat solution. So moving to the tray, we have on the headboards, this is as per all the GCI Traytec tray canopy builds, we have water on one side and then fuel filling or diesel filling on the other. So on this particular one, we have a 36 litre tank underneath, so it's a full 316 stainless steel, so it's all food grade. That goes underneath the tray, basically in front of the tunnel drawer. So it's a real, I guess, yeah, neat place to put it. You don't effectively lose any storage space, but then you've also got 36 litres. We have tank options, 36, 51, 75 and 100, depending on what car you have and what setup you want to go for. Below the tray, I'll just close that up. Below the tray, obviously we've got the tie down points, which are integrated into the actual tray themselves. And then we've got the guards and then the toolboxes. So this is the scratch resistant white toolbox. If I pull them out, so it comes out like that. In this particular model, it is an option. We've done the toolbox lighting as well. So standard on the Ram builds and the big Americans, you can have toolbox lighting, but that is a special option for this build. It has to be in conjunction with the massive Energize package and also a canopy. So we can't just do that in every tray build, but it is possible if you go to this extent in a tray canopy package. So on the rear of the canopy, we have all our accessories mounted. So obviously we've got the spare wheel. That one can stay up underneath, but it is a really cool place to keep an extra spare if you do need one. So right in the center of the canopy. Either side, we have the 20 litre jerry mounts. So if I open that up, fits a standard 20 litre. They can be used for water as well. So there's a tap outlet on the side of them, but they are also lockable. So you can lock them up, peace of mind, and no one's going to be getting into your fuel supply. Under the tray on this build, we have the tunnel drawer. So I can open that up real quick. That slides out. So that's a 1.2 metre one. So that goes all the way up to your water tank. So it's literally a water tank under tray drawer. There's 5 mil in between the two, so there's no wasted space whatsoever. Moving down on it, we have the sensors. They're yet to go in. Basically, this was provided as a cab chassis, so the sensors weren't factory. So we couldn't take them out of the tub, so they've been ordered. They will just clip straight into the plastic housing. And then also we've got the reverse camera tucked up underneath as well. So that's basically bull view and then also everything behind you. Up on top of the canopy, we've got a 180 watts Energize solar panel. So that basically ties into the Energize system. And then we have the roof rack as well. So we do lose a portion of that roof rack due to the solar, but there is a lot of usable space up there still. So the passenger side of the canopy, it's similar appearances to the other side. Main two features we have are the water outlets. So we have twin outlets on this system. We've got a gravity fed one here. So that one there is about 5.5 litres per minute. And then at the back we have a pumped one. So it's basically 10 litres per minute. You can hook up a hose to it and wash your own car with the water on board. It's a real cool feature. Same with the toolboxes, they're the same as the other side. I've got the light in there too. Also, I didn't mention it before, but we've got the central locking. So one hit of the button of the Nissan key locks everything up. Moving to the canopy. Up top, we have the basically 270 degree pole-free awning. So it's a 4 metre one, so that basically means it goes, well, it's 2 metres long, so it goes 2 metres this way, and it goes all the way around, and it goes 2 metres the other way. So they're rated to about 50 k's of winds, and they're a real light product, and they're also, super easy to set up. Moving to the inside of the canopy, this side's the kitchen side. So running through it, we have the 130 litre Bushman fridge. Basically, we put a new face panel on it, which is a full stainless steel panel. We also relocate the handle to the side where it's much more usable compared to the factory up the top. So that one there, it's left hand opening. It comes open. You got a little, I think it's a 6 litre little freezer for your ice up there. But then you've got your full storage. You can also go bottles of wine or whatever you want in there, because those do lift up. It's a real neat product. Next to the fridge, we have the pantry. This pantry is designed to basically take a coffee machine, so we haven't got it set up at the moment, but that coffee machine mounts in the front. So you can basically brew a coffee up without pulling everything out in the morning. But if I do pull it out, we always have them left side opening. So basically that means I can be sitting here, basically accessing my whole pantry, but then I can also get to my fridge as well. So I can stand here and then access everything I need to, get it all out to start cooking.
And then finally on this side, we've got the microwave up top. So that's basically a compact microwave from Sharp, 900 watts, so it runs off the 2 kilowatt inverter, so it's absolutely does it with ease. And then a little bit of bench top, and then again, same as on the other side, we have more storage. So one drawer, and then we have the stainless bench that pulls out as well. So that pulls out independently of one another. So you can use this here, put your cooker on there, and yeah, cook up an absolute feast. Last feature on this side is the secondary GPO up here. So basically that's where our microwave plugs into. We also have a USB outlet so you can charge your phone as well. So this here, it basically plugs straight into the EnerDrive inverter. So more or less uses the transfer function as well when you charge it up. So everything when you're charging, all those loads run off the shore power. And then that whatever's left goes into the battery. So basically that's a full walk around of the Canopy. Up next in the procedure of the manufacturing process is the road test. So before we hand this over to the customer, we make sure that everything is rattle free, there's no wind noise, it's as basically factory. So let's get into it and show you guys what we do. All right, so as part of the pre-delivery checks we do for the customer, we take the car for basically a drive around the block. In the drive, we do quite a few different things. The main thing we're looking for is the noises. If there's any wind noise, if there's anything loose bumping around in the back, and we just make sure it's 100% before the customer gets it. So we've got a little basically test track around the block. So we take it up to 110 on the M1. We also just go over a bit of rough dirt, more or less, just to make sure when the car is going back and forth that there is nothing bumping, making noises, making sure everything's tight. And then once we get back to head office, we basically just go around the car one final time, make sure everything's cable tied up, make sure everything is the way it should be. So yeah, let's run it through and see how we go with this one. All right, so we're just at the off-road part now. So it's just a little track basically under the M1. So we just, I won't talk through it because I'm just listening for any sort of wobbles in the back. So that is pretty awesome. There's nothing there. So we'll just go up over here. There's a bit of plastic rubbling around in the back there, but that's just the factory taillights that came with it. So really happy there. So let's take it onto the M1, get up to 100k an hour, and make sure there's no wind noise in the roof rack or anything like that. Coming on to the M1 now, basically just listening. If there is wind noise, it's going to start around the 80k an hour mark, so that's where we're at now. And we'll go all the way up to 110 and just make sure there's no noise, which shouldn't be there. So coming up to 100 now. It's pretty good. So quite a bit of tyre noise, but obviously that's always going to be the case with the all-terrains on there. Alright, that's 110 there. Yeah, there's no noise at all, so real happy with that. We can basically give it a quick detail and hand it over to the customer, which is going to be awesome. So as the car sits right now, so it's fully fitted out, we're about 2.7 tonne. So we have GVM on this car of 3.1, so we've got 400 kilos to play with. Basically, we've got a full water tank, we've got a full fuel tank, and we had 2 people in the car when we weighed it. So we're quite comfortable with the weights of it. It's fully decked out Canopy. There isn't really much more you can or definitely shouldn't put in a domestic ute. You've obviously seen what's in the Canopy as far as the walk around. So there's not much, well, there's zero wasted space. There's heaps of stuff in there. And the car handles really well as well. So yes, it's got the GVN upgrade. I think it's got Old Man EMU suspension in it, all fitted out by ARB. So yeah, no, it handles really well. And as we go around this roundabout now, next to no body roll or no more than what you'd get standard in one of these cars. So no, it's a really neat package, and yeah, there's so much in there you wouldn't want anything else. You can go off grid for quite some time, which is awesome.
And then one of the final checks we do is just the reverse camera and sensor. So you can see where we mount it there, you get really good position. You can see everything behind you and you can see the tow ball as well. So this car, it's ordered as a cab chassis, so it doesn't actually have reverse sensors. We've allowed the spots for them, so when the customer does order them, it's literally just plugs them straight in. So you can see there with the camera, get real close up to that bin, and then we can drive away.
All right guys, so that's a wrap from the build video of the NP300. We've done a bit of an insight to how the whole process works. We've done a little bit upstairs to show you the design, but then also from how the car arrives as a cab chassis, fit the tray, and then pop the canopy on, through the road test, and then the walk around obviously. So this is literally every day for us. We have these builds going through weekly. It's absolutely awesome to sort of see what we can do here at GCI Traytec. If you have a tray or a car which you're looking to do a tray canopy, whether it is a domestic car being sort of a Nissan, a Ranger, a Triton, or Hilux, or then if you have the other end of the scale with a Ram, Silverado, on the big American trucks, we can accommodate and basically build your dream truck. Basically send us an inquiry, give us a phone call, but make sure you subscribe to the video, to the YouTube channel. That's where you're gonna see all the latest videos, the best builds out there. It's gonna be awesome, so let's get into it, guys.
All right, so that's the overall build covered. Let's dive into the canopy and take a look at what's going on the inside of this epic build. I said epic again. I'm gonna do that again, you're not allowed to use that. How do I link this together? Oh, we'll go back to the camera and then we'll go back there. Boom. Nice. So underneath the...
All right, so the canopy's on. We've got it outside now. That was terrible, let's do that again.
I didn't indicate, I went the lefty. It's not a European car. Nice, great wall. Let them go past, don't get in their way.
Basically, this is sort of every day for us. We do these cars literally every week.
Is my mic on?
Yeah.
Nice.
Are we on?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. All right, so this stage of the build, fully done. Fully done? This is absolutely epic! Point, we've got the canopy completely. Take three.
Why did I offer to do this?
The more I think about it, the more stupid it sounds. Yeah!